everybody, and welcome to this week's vlog. This morning I have been and had a dressage lesson with Anna at Sitting Pretty Dressage. Anna is incredible at producing horses from like baby 4-year-olds to like Grand Prix level. She's got a horse she's produced herself currently at 6 years old, working at like advanced medium. Incredible. Anyway, I thought, who better to go and take Donny to really help me crack down on the schooling, work on the canter, and just take Donny to like a new place and let him see another new arena. So I will show you what we got up to this morning, and then I just kind of wanted to go over my dreams and goals with Donny because it's really exciting. I've got all these high hopes with him and I just can't wait to get him out, but he's 4 and we're a long way away. But yeah, I will buzz you over to Charlotte from this morning and we can check out Donny in action. Another blue light morning, meaning it's a very early start. Time to get the boys in. What on earth? Ollie? I know. Where have you been? What the? Oh, I think you need a groom. Is that dry? Yeah, it's dry. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Ollie. Should we feed you? Yes. For some dressage.
If they can't go on, it doesn't really matter. So I guess they only cancel him on the balance frame. Yeah. Oh, I see.
Then he is never schooled.
No.
It was just like the talking mountain.
He was fast, yeah. Yeah. What a good boy.
It's taken a while to just get him. So the first exercise we did was kind of like riding a shallow loop, but a pointy one. And we wanted to get him to turn his shoulders like on each angle, if that makes sense. So the first bit I rode with like outside flexion and the second bit with inside flexion. And I just wanted to start getting him to bend his shoulders. And I wanted to pick up on this exercise because she kind of noticed he evades a little bit one way. So you can see there, I'm sort of like arguing with him to bend that way. And again, he's like fighting me a little bit, but at the end here, look, he's just starting to soften and bend through his shoulders. He's such a big horse, and I feel like the engine's running and I can get him round, but he's not like fully connected. And Anna was explaining it's because like his shoulders are not with me, if that makes sense. So it was an exercise to kind of get his shoulders flexing and bending with the rest of his body, making him more supple and softer. And he was so good in this arena, considering he's never been in here before. And he's started to soften already, as you can see here. I'm asking for like more inside flexion all the way to X, and then here changing the flexion again, and kind of thinking of riding a shoulder 4. Just to sort of supple him up, and then when I bend him to the inside, he's more softer. I think the hardest thing as a rider, which it looks quite obvious here, is kind of like getting him going forwards, getting him soft, getting him to like connect with me. It's just all a bit like messy, and I know it's going to take time because he's a baby and we are a very new partnership. But yeah, I like have to work really hard. He's not lazy. It's just as soon as I take my leg off, it all like collapses. We then moved the exercise on to a 20-metre circle in the middle, because when I've got him on a circle, I feel like I've got his shoulders in a better place. So this way Anna could really help me with like the rhythm, getting him to flex and move forward into those shoulders. And you can see there, as soon as he moves into his shoulders and it all comes together, it's like he softens, but he's kind of resists in between. So here he's really started to bend around my leg, use his shoulders and just work. But I'm having to work really hard to get that. So it's just kind of like repetition. So we did this exercise and just moved him in and out on different size circles. And we did go large too, but just me like keeping those shoulders in connection with the rest of his body. Now the canter we've been really struggling with, and it feels really messy and all over the shop. So yeah, you can kind of see that. But Donny has a really big canter pace, like really big. And in an average size school, I just feel like there's not enough room to like canter him. And ideally, you would like sit him up, get him engaged more, collect him more so his strides are smaller. But because his canter is so unbalanced, you just can't do that. So the main focus was just to get him cantering forward in a rhythm. And then me having his shoulders like we did in the trot, which was so hard, like keeping this horse in canter and steering and like holding it together. It's absolutely exhausting, hence why I've just collapsed in the middle after like 2 canter circles. But Anna's just explaining that I worry too much about like where his head is and the canter being pretty and like my position, and she said just basically let him go forward and let it happen. As you can see, like I'm worrying about his head way too much. And it'll come when it's ready. So we're going to have another go at the canter here. Transitions aren't actually that bad. And from the ground, you probably think like, that's not very fast. But when you're on him, you're like, oh my God, we're going so fast. And it just feels messy. I kick and flap and mess about. And I shouldn't worry. It is what it is. He's a young horse learning to canter. But when he does soften, use his shoulders and canter all together, oh my God, does he look good, and it feels so much better. But practice makes perfect. I just need to keep cantering him. I definitely need to do more than I'm doing now, because it's hard, I don't do it very much. And we're working on like cantering on down the long sides and then bringing him on a circle in the middle and focusing on the shoulders. And again, we're now pooped. Donny has such a gorgeous canter when it does all come together, which you can see here. He's just started to steady it up a bit and like use himself there. Oh my God, he's going to be so nice once the canter is cracked. It's just really hard work. So the final exercise we did was just trotting on a small circle and working it in and out, so moving in and out from like a 20 to a 15 to a 10. And then we did a little bit of sitting trot work as well. I find it easier on a small circle in sitting trot to kind of like get my leg round and hold it all together. And he looks so good. He really started to use his back end and his shoulders. And yeah, we're just sort of leg yielding him out slowly. Leg yielding is still really new, so it's not the best. And then we picked up the canter and just asking for the same in a canter circle. And you can see he's really tired, but the canter is definitely more engaged and it's all a lot tidier. And then we finished with a good stretch session and a bit of a debrief with some exercises to work on with him to strengthen the canter and get those shoulders turning and flexing with the rest of his body. And then when I got home and turned them out, Finley was an idiot. So as you can see here, he just starts messing about and telling Donny off because he's a meanie, but also quite funny. Finley throws quite the tantrum when he doesn't get to go out in the horse box. So Donny just wanted to chillax as Finley had other ideas. So, goals for 2023 with Donny. I'll just talk about Don, not Finny today, because otherwise this video is going to go on forever. And I do have kind of big ambitions for him because I think he's going to be like incredible. Or maybe I'm just saying that because he's my horse. But I think he's going to be really, really good. I would love to qualify for Royal International with him in either the lightweight hunters or the amateur hunter section. We will see. But firstly, crack the canter. I want to get him confidently flowing in canter. I want to get him so he feels like polished and tidy and just like a little rocking horse ride. Just so it's more straightforward and I'm not kicking and flapping and messing like I am at the minute. So loads of schooling basically. Aiming to go to Equifest with him in August and just take him and have fun. Do an evening performance with him. I think it'd be really good. He's not like spooky or stupid like Finley. So I think an evening performance would be really, really fun. And I would also love to get him jumping. But the jumping's not going to come until the flax works there. But fingers crossed, he's all like beautiful and ready for the show season. And then we can go to like some agricultural shows. He can do the 4, 5, 6-year-old hunter classes, potentially the hunter championships, maybe like the British Show Horse Association championships and a few like affiliated shows, but without doing any like big qualifiers. And it'd be really cool if we could do some cross-country schooling and get him jumping like courses of 60, 70 by the end of this year. So fingers crossed. But, you know, who knows with youngsters. Hopefully he's going to turn out really, really nice. I think he will be. Like, he's so laid back. I feel like he's so safe and just a good boy. So, yeah, that's it really. Nothing too ambitious. I'll save that for Finley. I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. And I will see you all next week. Bye.